that we're talking about eschatology. We're talking about things we can't know. But I think that these visions, and even Faustina, as you mentioned, and others, they've seen hell. Saints have seen purgatory, and that should be a wake up call. I think there's this kind of mentality of universal salvation. If you're a good person, you'll go to heaven. No one will, no one is going to punish you. God doesn't really care. But it's like God did care. Read the Old Testament and what God did when people disobeyed him. And even Jesus, he talks about the separation of the goats from the sheep. So God does care. And so I think we have to change our mindset from this idea of universal salvation for all to the fact that, why, yes, what I do in this life does matter. And I need to choose the things of God. And uh, we have many great promises from Jesus. Whoever eats my body and drinks my blood will live forever. So if we're faithful to the Eucharist, and what that means to be faithful to the Eucharist is to live a life of holiness and such, well, then I have nothing to fear. But there isn't that fear in that sense. And for the Fatima children, they saw a vision of hell. It was the most horrifying thing that they've ever experienced in their life. And the only thing that could bring them solace was the fact that they weren't going there. And why weren't they? Because Our Lady, when they asked about Amelia, and when they said, will I go to heaven and will Francisco go to heaven? Yes, you'll go to heaven. Francisco, you'll have to pray many rosaries. Well, think about Francisco. Francisco's this little boy. He's like, however old he was, 9, 10 years old. And Our Lady says, you'll have to pray many rosaries to go to heaven. And he dies 2 or 3 years later during the Spanish influenza pandemic. And that boy had to pray many rosaries. Well, how much more so for us who live many, many more years than Francisco, who live in an age that is a lot different than 1917 in terms of morals? How much more must we rely on the rosary as a means to getting us to the kingdom of heaven? So I think we have to just wake up is the answer to your question. Is we need to wake up and look at the world with spiritual eyes. Think about, and there are people out there. There is one prominent bishop that says that dare we hope that no souls are in hell. Well, I guess we can hope that there are none in hell, but I'll tell you, reading The Mystical City of God by Maria of Agreda, she places Judas in hell, and that there are certain places in hell for certain types of people. And so I go with the mystics. I side with them, and not some kind of speculative theology about that. Now, we're talking about eschatology. We're talking about things we can't know. But I think that these visions, and even Faustina, as you mentioned, and others, they've seen hell. Saints have seen purgatory, and that should be a wake up call. So if we become familiar with the mystical tradition of the church, I think that's going to change our mind and say, I need to live a better life.
Hi, this is Father Chris Alar, the Provincial Superior of the Marian Fathers here at the National Shrine of the Divine Mercy, and it's great to be part of the Rosary Hour podcast. This mini-series on the Rosary is an invitation for anyone dedicated to deepening the why behind our prayers. And with that intention, a chance to offer to the Mother of God a genuine desire for change of heart and return to God. Thank you and enjoy, and God bless you.
You can subscribe to the Rosary Hour podcast by going to rosaryhourpodcast.substack.com. That's rosaryhourpodcast.substack.com.